Is sharing your faith an uncomfortable experience for you? Do you ever feel insecure or inadequate to share your faith with others? If so, you are not alone. From my experience, a majority of Christians have the same feelings. Hi, I'm Jeff Glass. I'm an author, speaker, and pastor for over 20 years. I've consulted with churches from Hawaii to Iowa. And from what I've learned, I'd like to share with you how you can overcome these feelings and be empowered for faith conversations. In college, I was taught that all Christians should engage in personal evangelism. The kind of evangelism that was taught is what I call confrontational evangelism. This is where you go up to someone you don't know and share the gospel. But I never felt comfortable talking about my faith to strangers. The confrontational model just wasn't me. At other times, I felt like my faith was very personal and I didn't know how to communicate it. And occasionally, I didn't want to be made fun of. I found that I was drawn to and more comfortable sharing with non Christian friends rather than with strangers. But other than realizing this, I didn't understand why I felt that way. As a pastor, I saw church members having similar problems. So I preached, taught classes, and led evangelism programs. I could see church members were inspired and enthused, but when the programs ended, by and large, so did their faith sharing attempts. It made me wonder, they know what to share. They were enthusiastic during the training, but why are they not continuing to engage in personal evangelism? I wanted to know what would unlock the door for Christians to freely share their faith. Psalm 107, verse 2 says, "Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story." This and many other passages give Christians the mandate to share their faith. Do you wish you had some directions on how to share your faith and be faithful to your calling? Fast forward several years, and I participated in a doctoral program that applied a unique talent and gifts assessment to leadership in the church. In the program, I researched if Clifton Strengths Finders can empower Christians to share their faith. I conducted several focus groups and personal interviews. I discovered that Christians who have a high self awareness of their strengths, talents, and gifts in daily life have little to no feelings of inadequacy for faith sharing. They are aware of the unique gifts that God gave them and try to live out of that gifting. They shared story after story with me on how to engage their strengths and gifts to share their faith. Their stories were different because each person is a unique creation of God with different gifts. But the common factor across all their stories was having a high self awareness of the gifts that God had given them and living out of those gifts. As they shared their stories of how they felt empowered, it dawned on me that this was why I felt comfortable sharing my faith. I know my talents and gifts. To try and imitate how someone else shares their faith makes you feel uncomfortable because you're not created by God to share in that way. But when you share out of the giftedness and unique design that God has created in you, you're more comfortable, you're empowered for faith sharing. After I saw how Christians with high self awareness of God's unique gifting felt empowered and even blessed to share their faith, I knew I had to share this incredible news to Christians who feel inadequate and uncomfortable for faith conversations. I've seen how some Christians painfully struggle to fulfill this calling. I've seen some who try to ignore or hide from this calling because it makes them feel so very uncomfortable. There are many other styles of personal evangelism that your gifts and talents might fit better with. I help Christians learn how to be empowered and enjoy their faith conversations with others. Through my program, The Gift, the Empowered Christian's Faith Journey, I help Christians understand their unique God given design, how to discover their life calling or purpose in using their strengths and gifts, and how to find their unique style of faith sharing through their gifting that feels empowering. I want to help you be empowered for faith conversations. To learn more about my program, click the button for a free consultation. If you'd like a sample of my materials, click the other button to receive a 5-day free course on discovering your unique Christian, your unique creation. God bless you as you seek to have faith conversations.